Assalamu alaikum. Today's statement is titled Cosmic and Covetous War from Allah. The statement was written by the awaited Imam Mahdi Nasir Muhammad al-Yamani on the 11th of December 2021, and it is recited to you by one of his supporters. In the name of Allah, the exalted in might, the one, the overpowering, Lord of the heavens and earth and what is between them, the Lord and possessor of everything, that is Allah, Lord of the words. Lo and behold, O non-Arabs and Arabs, you're certainly aware of what you're experiencing of the cosmic and covetous war, and the question that imposes itself to all non-Arabs and Arabs is, who's behind this cosmic and covet-related war? As the intensity of Allah's cosmic war of the lesser torment in 2020 and 2021 has increased, and what is yet to come is more intense for those who do not comprehend the fact that it is the truth from their Lord. And the question that imposes itself is, why did the intensity of the war of the calamities of climate changes increase amid the declaration of the global war of Corona? And behind this is wisdom from Allah, so the words may know the one behind the global war of Corona is the same one behind the cosmic war. That is Allah, no God but Him, Lord of the kingdoms of both the heavens and the earth, and what is between them, and Lord of the great throne, if only you had any sense. And this is a far-reaching proof, but of no avail will be signs or warnings to people who do not believe in Allah, Lord of the words. And I don't want to write a new statement, but this is just a reminder of what has come in my previous ones, so that ignorant ones would not think I write them after the occurrence of global events. But I, Imam Mahdi Nasir Muhammad al-Yamani, Allah's caliph on the words, know from Allah that which you do not know, O the yes men of non-Arabs and Arabs, whom if non-Arabs did well, they would do well, and if they did wrong, they would follow them and do wrong, and if they had entered into a hole of a lizard, they would follow them into. Also, if non-Arabs denied the presence of Allah, Arab decision makers, scholars, and scientists would deny Him too, following them. Given that non-Arabs cast Allah behind their backs in the era of increasing the intensity of Allah's cosmic and corona-related war, Arabs did follow them in the belief of the anger of nature in cosmic catastrophes. May Allah steal the hearts of the wrongdoers who know the truth from their Lord, but they hide it. Moreover, since non-Arabs did not yield to their Lord, nor did they humbly supplicate due to their denial of Allah, Lord of the words, Arabs imitated them, and neither yielded to Allah nor humbly supplicated. Indeed, that news about you was revealed by Allah in the knowledge of the Al-Ghaib, in the clear verses of the Great Quran, in line with the word of Allah the Exalted. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. ولقد أخذناهم بالعذاب فما استكانوا لربهم وما يتضرعون حتى إذا فتحنا عليهم بابا ذا عذاب شديد إذا هم فيه مبلسون وهو الذي أنشأ لكم السمع والأبصار والأفئدة قليلا ما تشكرون وهو الذي ذرأكم في الأرض وإليه تحشرون وهو الذي يحيي ويميت ولو اختلاف الليل والنهار أفلا تعقلون. And we have already seized them with torment, but they did not yield to their Lord, nor did they humbly supplicate, until when we have opened before them a door of severe punishment, immediately they will be therein in despair. And it is He who produced for you hearing and vision and hearts. Little are you grateful. And it is He who has created you on the earth, and to Him you shall be gathered back. It is He who gives life and death. The alternation of night and day depends on Him. Will you not use your minds? Chapter 23, verses 76 to 80. Perhaps questioners would like to say, O Nasir Muhammad al-Yamani, Since you extract the knowledge of the unseen about major incidents from the clear verses of the Book of Allah, the Great Quran, why don't you tell us about the new Omicron? Is it going to be weaker or stronger than Corona? As non-Arabs and Arabs are still confused about the Omicron virus. So is it more intense or milder? Then Allah's Caliph Al-Mahdi Nasir Muhammad Al-Yamani replies to the questioners in the word and says, I had previously detailed the news thoroughly in beforehand statements. Or you think that Allah's Caliph on the words speaks based on expectations like you? Do you find me stating that I expect in my statements? Nay, expectations are not but mere assumptions that avail not against the truth at all. Far is that from being the truth. I swear by the Lord of the earth and the heavens, I do not speak to you with assumptions that do not avail against the truth at all, but I speak with truth and I say nothing but the truth, like what who chose me his caliph on the words, Allah my Lord and your Lord has taught me in regards to the fact that the so-called Omicron is a torment of painful rijs, like what I had previously promised you by Allah's permission, of a virus, of partners, a viral alliance. Indeed, you have reached the stage of the torment of the painful rijs out of your denial of Allah's signs and your thwarting and misleading of people to not believe in them. As a result, wrongdoers among you will inevitably get their share of the torment of the painful rijs, in line with the word of Allah the Exalted. والذين سعوا في آياتنا معاجزين أولئك لهم عذاب من رجز أليم ويرى الذين أوتوا العلم الذي أنزل إليك من ربك هو الحق ويهدي إلى صراط العزيز الحميد. But those who strive against our verses, seeking to cause failure, for them will be a torment of painful rijs. And those who have been given knowledge, see that what is revealed to you from your Lord is the truth, and guides to the path of the Almighty, the Praiseworthy. Chapter 34, verse 5-6. To listen to and understand what I shall give you a ruling about with truth. Know with knowledge of certainty that the so-called Omicron variant, if it has truly arrived as a new virus of the signs of torment, it would not be lesser in severity than what it was before it, which is coronavirus. As the law of the lesser torment signs in the book highlights the fact that each sign is mightier than the one before it. In line with the word of Allah the Exalted, وَمَا نُرِيهِمْ مِنْ آيَةٍ إِلَّا هِيَ أَكْبَرُ مِنْ أُخْتِهَا وَأَخَذْنَاهُمْ بِالْعَذَابِ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْجِعُونَ. And we showed them not a sign except that it was greater than the one before it. And we seized them with affliction, that perhaps they might return. Chapter 43, verse 48. Based on Allah's ruling in the clear verses of His book, in regards to His ways in the lesser torment at all times, undoubtedly the so-called Omicron variant is more brutal than the one before it in terms of the torment of the hearts within chests. These are blood-relating living organisms that are smart and taught by Allah, their Creator and Commander. So they are sent according to His orders, prepared and taught, so that they do whatever they are commanded by their Lord. And the ruling has been issued by Imam Mahdi Nasir Muhammad Al-Yamani nearly 2 years ago, since the first statement and other statements that followed it about somewhat like a ba'uda that you do not encompass any knowledge about. The so-called novel coronaviruses, which are smart, aerial, nautical living organisms, also border-crossing, transcontinental and transoceanic, that are not like known pandemic viruses. Furthermore, I did give you a ruling 2 years ago that it has a great leader, that you're neither co-equal of nor comparable unto him or his minor soldiers, since they are under the leadership of Allah, Lord of the words. In line with the word of Allah the Exalted, فذرني ومن يكذب بهذا الحديث سنستدرجهم من حيث لا يعلمون وأملي لهم إن كيدي متين. So leave me to deal with him who denies this discourse. We will progressively lead them from where they do not know. For behold, though I may give them rain for a while, indeed my plan is firm. Surah 68 verses 44 to 45. Indeed Allah's soldiers are going to triumph, and you shall come to know. And Allah did not do you any injustice, but you certainly did wrong yourselves. How often did I give you advice, day and night? But my advice to you increased in not accepting flight and denial of Allah, as you are resentful of the truth, and do not like advisers. Certainly death has come to you, and you are still turning away, so call upon those you claimed beside Allah to remove His torment from upon you, if you are truthful. O you who deny the existence of Allah, Lord of the worlds. And the living blood-related minor soldiers in the book are still launching their global war, and daily statistics state that there are thousands of daily cases and deaths. I have advised you many times to worship Allah alone, no partners has He, and to follow His book, the Great Quran, but you do not like advisers. And you're still experiencing the lesser torment short of the greater torment, that perhaps you may turn to Allah in repentance, but signs and warnings of the lesser torment short of the greater torment do not avail anything against people who do not believe, as they do not understand or think. What is it with these smart living organisms that use a smart strategic plan in their war? It definitely takes the hearts as an encampment, an operating room to launch their war, and now they are sneaking into the hearts of whoever Allah chooses in the words. Then they wait for Allah's orders to begin their brutal war, so they dominate over human hearts, taking them as their strategic base to launch their war against all human body systems, causing their complete paralysis through blood. They also make the heart pump them through the blood into veins. That is why they spread in the body like wildfire from head to toe, because they flow in blood according to what I had previously taught you before you even know about them. I had told you, O people, these are strains of blood ba'uda, and you shall never find Imam Mahdi Nasr Muhammad al-Yamani contradicting any of the many points I had written about the so-called corona, which is not really corona, but strains of somewhat like an ad that you do not encompass any knowledge about. Also, I had taught you in the first issued statement about the so-called corona on the 25th of March 2020 that it is a global lasting pandemic that is not going to pass and end. And O human physicians, I taught you that you shall find from the plotting of these smart living organisms that which you had not taken into account. So you are scientifically incapacitated, and they shall make your knowledge equal to zero. It will be mere assumptions after your science had been an accurate physical knowledge. It will make it equal to zero until those who own knowledge lose their trust in the doctors who rejoice in what they have of knowledge, and hold their nation back from supplicating to Allah and obeying Him, and His scale upon the words Imam Mahdi Nasr Muhammad al-Yamani. Also, medical scientists, climatologists, and religious scholars that delay them in regards to obeying the true caller to Allah, and indeed they shall come to know what evil end will they meet. And they fool populations so that they believe them and disbelieve in the words of Allah in the clear verses of the Great Quran. Not only they will never be able to protect them from Allah's torment, but also the way army would not be able to save themselves from His torment. Soon enough this assembly will be defeated, and they will turn their backs in retreat and will not return, but they shall flee from what they are experiencing of infections and deaths. As a result, ministries of health shall fall into utter ruins in the words. Moreover, The smart soldiers of Allah will invade vaccine companies while they are unaware, since they have distracted the words by waiting for their vaccines rather than supplicating to Allah, turning back to Him, and following His book, the Great Quran.
O righteous Forerunner supporters, I'm also concerned about you from Corona, as you weaken in delivering statements waiting for a new statement, so you force Allah's Caliph Al-Mahdi Nasr Muhammad Al-Yamani to write a new statement despite the fact that I had previously detailed everything for you in the statement of Al-Ghaib beforehand. Do you believe that publishing a statement before incident occur better or after they take place? And I prohibit you from quoting any statement without mentioning the date of the statement written before incidents occur. And know with knowledge of certainty that all what I did clarify in my statements are going to come true on actual reality by Allah's permission. As statements by Imam Mahdi Nasr Muhammad Al-Yamani are not based on blind guessing, and you're witnesses to that. So be witnesses over yourselves and nation through delivering the true clarifications of the Great Quran to the words altogether, and do not weaken in saving them as hard as you can.
And whoever wants the statement of the full recovery from Corona in the words, or wants from Allah to remove the torment of Corona from him, let him read this statement that was written on the 19th of May 2020. And whoever refuses and is too proud to supplicate to Allah through the above statement and disdains to call upon Allah using the full supplication in the statement has wronged himself according to the ruling by Ar-Rahman, as there is healing within the statement of what has hit the hearts in chests from among living blood-related organisms. Know with knowledge of certainty that according to Allah's Caliph Imam Mahdi Nasr Muhammad Al-Yamani, the so-called coronavirus is not anonymous, and I am aware of all its strategic moves and plotting by Allah's permission. Also, I extract for you its news from the Great Quran and detail it thoroughly, in addition to what has been detailed previously in the true clarification of the Great Quran. O my supporters in different parts of the world, do not weaken or give up delivering the series of statements about Allah's cosmic and COVID-related war, that perhaps you may save the words to be absolved before your Lord, and perhaps they may fear Him. Peace be upon the messengers, and praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds, Allah's Caliph and servant, Imam Mahdi Nasr Muhammad Al-Yamani. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.